The following is a proud production presented by the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
And now it's time for the Mid-GA Sports pregame show, brought to you by Brandon Outfitters. Here's Kenny Kofer and Brett Taylor. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the first round of the GISA AAA State Playoffs as the Westfield Hornets play host to the Loganville Christian Lions here in the first round of the playoffs. I'm Kenny Kofer, alongside me, Brett Taylor, bringing the action live to you here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. Westfield comes in as the number 2 seed out of Region 4, and they will take on the number 3 seed out of Region 1, the Lions of Loganville Christian. And Brett, you got to see Westfield on Monday. Do you feel they're tuned up and ready to go and kind of put a disappointing regular season behind them, but a good enough regular season to get them a chance to host a first-round matchup?
Yeah, I mean, at times they've played very well and put themselves in good position to win games, and then at other times they've really hurt themselves. And Monday was kind of a case of really playing good early and then not able to sustain it, having some funky innings like we've seen throughout the season. And it's a little frustrating with Westfield. You always think that, hey, they're right there with some of the better teams in the state, the Deerfields and the Southland, and then they give one or two of those big innings that really hurts. And so hopefully, watching warm-ups and whatnot, it looked like Westfield was ready to go. And, just judging by what we saw from Loganville, Westfield might have some opportunities in the running game and especially offensively. And then it's all about, to me, pitching strikes and pitching a contact and letting your defense work. Westfield's done a good job defensively. It's just really been a case of, pitchers not being able to find the strike zone. So hopefully today, the pitchers, Owen Jones, who's going to be starting today, does a good job in finding the strike zone and just allows Loganville's hitters to get themselves out. Because a lot of times, and I've said it before, a lot of times in high school baseball, if you just pitch to contact, hitters will get themselves out. And hopefully that's the case here today for the Westfield Hornets.
Yeah, Westfield will take on a Loganville Christian bunch that, as I said, is the number 3 seed out of Region 1. They were 11-6 overall, 9-5 in their region. They actually tied for the 3rd seed, but I guess it must have been head-to-head with Dominion Christian that caused that tiebreaker and had Dominion move down to the 4 seed. So earlier this week, we were thinking it was going to be Dominion Christian, who I believe was Westfield's first-round opponent last year, and also Westfield saw in the football state playoffs. But it is Loganville Christian, 11-6, as I said, overall, 9-5 in the region. Bethlehem Christian Academy was the number 1 seed, followed by Heritage, and then Loganville, and finally Dominion. So those were the teams to come out of Region 1. And here, for Westfield in Region 4, it was Gatewood as the number 1 seed, followed by Westfield at number 2. And then Westminster was the 3 seed. They were tied with John Millage, and it looks like John Millage was the 4 seed. So the only team to make it, or not to make it out of Region 4, was Augusta Prep, finished 8-12. Now Westfield overall, I believe, finished 8-13 on the year. So not a great record overall, but they did play a couple of tough teams there in the out of region schedule. And those are the type of things we talked about in late February, early March, whatever it was, that could help you in situations like this. So we'll see how Westfield does here this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. And as you said, that tough non-region schedule helps out, gets you prepared for seeing some new teams that maybe you're not used to, especially taking on the likes of Montgomery Bell and Valwood, who Westfield really hasn't played a whole lot, in baseball, Tift area. Some of those teams. So hopefully they can take that unfamiliar opponent that they're going to face here today, use some of that experience that they had previously, and, be able to kind of reach back in the memory bank and pull that out and say, here's how I approach seeing pitchers that I'm not used to. Here's how I approached, different hitters and whatnot that I might not be used to, whether it be working the ball inside from the pitcher's mound or trying the off-speed stuff, whatever it might be. But obviously, you want to stick with what brought you here. And Owen Jones has been a great performer for the from the pitching mound for Westfield, and hopefully he can continue that here today against a team he's not familiar with, but that could go for Loganville or against them, and hopefully it goes against them.
And one thing to watch out for here this afternoon, as we all know, these kids are students first, and some of these kids are still taking their final exams right now, and that has changed Coach Fitzpatrick's lineup just a little bit from what we had seen earlier to start the afternoon. We're going to see some new guys in the lineup here to start the game, and we'll go ahead and run down Westfield's starting lineup, and they will line up like this for Coach Rob Fitzpatrick. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 5, Cole Brandon. Batting second, playing center field, number 6, Austin Burnett. Batting third, playing left field, number 1, Tanner Westbrook. Batting fourth and playing right field is number 15, Giles Amos. Batting fifth and catching, number 10, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Batting sixth and playing third base is number 22, Aiden Murphy. Batting seventh and playing left field will be number 4, Wyatt Young. Batting eighth and designated hitter will be number 24, John Walker Moore. And batting ninth and playing first base will be number 28, T. Adams. And the pitcher this afternoon for Westfield here in game 1 of this doubleheader will be number 20, Owen Jones. And we'll go ahead and give you a look at the Loganville Christian Lions lineup. They line up like this. Only got the first initial as we speak. I'll try to get the first names as we go around. But leading off, playing shortstop, number 2, D. Tate. Batting second and pitching, number 4, H. Burnett. Batting third and playing center field, Austin Brown. Batting fourth and playing left field is number 7, D. Hall. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 14, J. Hart. Batting sixth and playing first base is number 44, M. Gaines. Batting seventh, playing third base is number 5, A. Henderson. Batting eighth and catching, number 6, Alan Brown. And batting ninth and playing second base is number 11, Ian Snell. And that is the lineup for the Loganville Christian Lions. So we're almost set for action here as the lineups are being announced for both teams. Both teams are going to be decked out in the white uniforms here this afternoon, so that's kind of odd to see as Westfield is the home team. I traditionally thought the road team wore gray, but they're not throwing footballs out there, so I guess you can't get confused on, getting intercepted or whatnot. But Loganville decked out in kind of the old school Houston Astros look to their jerseys with the stripes across the midsection, but they are blue, gold, black, and white. So that is what they will be decked out. Westfield with their home whites on, white bottoms with the pinstripe going up the leg, and the green numerals, green shoulders, very similar to their football uniforms from the fall. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here momentarily with this Brandon Outfitters pregame show. Don't forget to check out Brandon Outfitters across the street here, right behind the center field fence here at the Hornets Nest. And then also the new Perry Ford, as they've taken over from David Reagan Ford, and Jared Brennan and his team will be happy to help you over there as well, get you in the seat of a nice new Ford F-150, which I know all too well is a beautiful, beautiful truck, Brett. Beautiful truck. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break and be back with the first pitch right after this here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
I'm NASCAR driver David Reagan. Our new dealership is now open. We're just off I-75 across from the fairgrounds. Everything's new, from the all-new Mustang to the brand-new Ford F-150. What will never change are the straightforward deals and our no-hassle negotiators. Visit us on the web or stop by David Reagan Ford just off I-75 at exit 134 in Perry. David Reagan Ford, we're the guys in the white hats.
Set your own banking hours with Planners First Online Banking. Planners First Online Banking allows you to connect and access your bank accounts 24/7. For those that are always on the go, you can check your balances, pay your bills, transfer funds, anytime and anywhere you have internet access. Let Planners First Online Banking make your life a little easier. Planners First, a legacy of excellence since 1896. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
On the athletic field and in the classroom, students at the Westfield School are preparing to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. Our dedicated faculty teaches and inspires students from pre-K to 12th grade to think critically and learn globally, preparing our students for college in a Christian environment that has been the Westfield mission for more than 44 years. And our students excel. From football to chorus, art to tennis, and basketball to debate, Westfield students aspire to be champions. It's the Westfield experience. To learn more about the Westfield School, visit our website, westfieldschool.org, or call our admissions office at 987-0547. The Westfield School, ready for college, ready for life.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh,
Sit.
you train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy, you know? I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back to Middle Georgia Sports Network's coverage of the first round of the GISA AAA state playoffs here as the Westfield Hornets are set to take on the Loganville Christian Lions here this afternoon here at the Hornets' Nest, where Westfield is the number 2 seed, and they are looking to play the best baseball they played all year long. They're trying to get the camera set up. I don't know what Brett's telling me here. He's trying to give me all sorts of weird, funny hand signals. There we go. All right, so we get a little bit better look at Ryan Fitzpatrick back there behind the plate. So Westfield around the diamond at first base. T. Adams, second base over that way is going to be Tanner Westbrook, shortstop Cole Brandon. Over at third is Aiden Murphy behind the plate. Ryan Fitzpatrick on the mound. Owen Jones. And then going from left to right for Westfield here this afternoon. A little bit of an adjusted lineup. Wyatt Young out in left. Austin Burnett out in center. And Giles Amos out in right field here this afternoon as we're just about to get set. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Right around, 88 degrees or so, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And nice and warm. Summer has come pretty quickly, as we had nothing but rain in April. Now we're starting to get some nice warm weather here in May.
April showers bring May flowers, right?
That is true.
Hopefully Owen can get off to a good start today. It's been struggles for the Westfield pitchers, but Owen has been a steady performer for the Hornets this season and been a very good surprise for the Hornets. Didn't know much about him coming into the year, but you got to think that he's probably the ace of the staff, considering he's starting the first game of the playoffs here at home, and hopefully he can come out and not have much jitters and get it going here for the Hornets as we're about to get things started here. First pitch, moments away.
So leading off will be Donovan Tate, the shortstop for the Loganville Christian Lions, as we're about to get underway here in the first round of the GISA AAA state playoffs. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. So it'll be Donovan, Burnett, and Brown. Here are the first 3 for the Lions of Loganville Christian, and there must have been outside.
Or low.
So 2-0 now as Tate banged off the nice spray paint that was on the plate earlier. And there's a strike from Owen Jones. 2-1 now on the leadoff hitter from Loganville Christian.
Yeah, the spray paint looked great, and he just knocked
Took
it
care of
all off. You can see it on the camera there. It's all spread about.
And there's a ball slapped out to the right side. That'll bang off of the batting cage from Westfield, and it's now 2-2 to Donovan Tate.
So now he's established the fastball. You're probably going to see some off speed here. You're ahead in the count too. Well, even in the count, but you got to pitch the waist if you want to go maybe down and away with a curveball.
He shakes off the first call from Ryan, and that's going to cause Tate to step out here. So whatever the call was, Owen Jones knows what he wants, and he kicks and fires. There's a little curveball, and out in front, slapping it foul is Tate. Remains 2-2.
Yeah, he threw that front shoulder curveball. That's always tough for a hitter when that ball's coming at you, but you know it's going to break across the plate, and a good job of fouling it off by Tate. That was a nice looking pitch for Owen, And Jones trying to get that early strikeout here for Westfield.
And there another hanging tight here is Donovan Tate. He fouls that one back to the screen. So a lot of pitches seen here thus far. 6 in the at-bat already. Jones has definitely been the ace of the staff here so far this season for Westfield. So makes sense to have them the number 1 starter, and just got a piece of that.
Brian catches it. That's a strikeout, but unfortunate. That one was a little tricky, and Ryan was not able to hold on.
This is tough. I mean, he's doing a good job. I think that's why he's such a good pitcher. He may not have the overpowering speed, but he mixes everything so well. And there's one. Grounded right back to Jones. Throws on to first for an easy out, and out number 1.
Good job right there, getting the nice ground ball, and he takes care of it himself. And that's the way you want to start if you're Westfield. Top of the first inning, first batter you face, and take grounds out of the pitcher in Westfield. Getting off to a very good defensive start in this ball game.
So Hunter Burnett, the pitcher, will come to the plate. The left-hander with a slightly open stance, digs in and looks at a strike over the inside corner there. Getting ahead is Jones, 0-1.
Consistency from Jones has been the key, and so far he's showing it. I mean, just nothing but around the strike zone other than maybe those first couple pitches.
Hey, he breaks off a curveball. Must have broke around the plate, though. He doesn't get the call, 1-1.
That's all right. You got to, as you said, mix things up. Even if you're going to throw a ball, try to get those batters chasing pitches. That'll set up something later on in the count.
1-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Hunter Burnett.
Now you're way ahead in the count, and you're not going to give him anything to hit if you're Owen Jones. Work down and try to get him to chase out of the zone. Nothing that he can drive here.
So 1-2 pitch on the way from Owen Jones. Curveball slapped out to short on a little weak pop. Easily caught there by Cole Brandon for out number 2.
And again, exactly what I said. Nothing that he could drive. All he could do is hit that little spinner out to Cole, and Cole does a good job taking care of it. Chandler Hill pitched very much like this against Windsor on Monday, and he was very effective, and you might see some of that relief pitch from Chandler later on. If they need to go to somebody later on in the game. But right now, Owen, even though that ball was away and down in the dirt for ball 1, he's done a great job so far in the first 2 at-bats.
So 1-0 now to Austin Brown, the center fielder. Swing and a miss there as he takes an outside pitch. Evens count at 1 apiece.
Working inside and out, and right now Owen Jones has found the recipe for his fastball. They're not able to touch it and get much on it, and hopefully that continues, mixing in the off-speed very nicely.
Comes a little curveball that time. Swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can't say it again. I mean, Greg Maddox, when he pitched, he did not have anything overpowering, but he could go inside, he could go outside, he could go up, he could go down, and he could mix everything up. And that's exactly what Owen Jones does. And he's got himself a good situation here. Woo! Tried the curveball. Looked like it was right down the middle. Must have been high. Kind of broke off right about the belt level, but it's 2-2 now.
Yeah, looked like it was right down Broadway, and no dice from the umpire, though.
Yeah, as long as he's consistent, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the way here. 2-2 pitch. That one is flat foul. And Giles coming over, makes the catch in fair territory for out number 3. So that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score here from Westfield on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
So we head to the bottom of the first. No score as the Loganville Christian Lions went 1-2-3 in the top half of the first. And now Westfield will come to bat, and they'll Comes to the plate like this. Cole Brannon will be leading off. Austin Burnett, Tanner Westbrook will follow with Giles Amos, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Aiden Murphy. Wyatt Young will be batting 7th here this afternoon with John Walker Moore 8th and T. Adams 9th. And they will go to work against the right-hander number 4, Hunter Burnett. And Burnett we saw come to the plate there in the first inning. He's a left-handed batter but a right-handed pitcher. And get a look at him here in the warm-ups. As far as build and everything, kind of reminds me a lot of Brian Bledsoe as far as his setup, and we'll see how he does here. And Cole's going to try to time it here in the warm-ups and see if he can get on and create some havoc on the base paths.
Yeah, and I told you that during the Brandon Outfitters pregame show, Kenny, I thought that the running game was going to be important for Westfield, and still think that's the case. Put some pressure on that defense, make them work behind the pitcher, and see if you can't get them to throw the ball around the yard here a little bit. And, that running game for Westfield is always important, especially with the speed that they have at the top of the lineup with Cole Brannon and Austin Burnett.
So we'll see what Westfield's got in store for Mr. Burnett here this afternoon. Cole Brannon steps to the plate. The shortstop with a slightly open stance, digs in there. And Burnett kicks and fires. High upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, he was having trouble during his warm-up tosses, kind of getting on top of the ball and throwing it across the plate. Everything was elevated, so right now I'd make him work, see if he can't get one across the plate before you swing the bat.
1-0 pitch. Inside corner, strike 1.
And everything I just said goes right out the window.
So Cole's trying to get a good look at him and see what's in his arsenal so far. Just 2 fastballs. Little curveball, and that's going to be slapped into left field. Will it get down? It will for a leadoff single. So Cole Brannon with a leadoff single for Westfield, and we got our first base runner of the game.
Good job of hitting the ball where it was pitched, and got your first base runner. Now Cole Brannon with some speed at first base, and Austin Burnett comes up. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see a bunt.
Yeah.
And a bunt and steal situation, and allow those guys to run just like I was talking about. And it's something Westfield's done all year.
Yeah, Austin knows how to lay down the bunt, so we'll see if he's bunting here, trying to get the early lead and get a runner in scoring position. A throw back over to first, back safely. Dives Cole. Try to pan the camera a little bit that way so we can get a little bit of a look. There you go. Over again. Back safely is Cole. So slide step. The bunt is laid down. It's right up the line, and it rolls just foul for strike 1 there. So Austin, again, with this field the way it is and it being all grass, it's going to be slow down the line. So try to take advantage of that. Austin was almost like a right-handed drag bunt, if there is such a thing. He was bunting for sacrifice and for a single there.
Absolutely. Put yourself in a position to maybe get on with a hit, even though you're trying to advance that runner.
So Cole Brannon down at first base. Austin Burnett at the plate with an 0-1 count, and they throw back over again to Cole. Cole in safely. And you can hear a lot of the students over here on the Westfield side obviously letting some steam off on a Friday afternoon after a finals week. Over here yelling back. That pitch is outside. You can definitely tell that the base runner is on the mind of pitcher Hunter Burnett. He is going to the slide step on his delivery. He's thrown over 3 to 4 times already, so that plays into Austin's hands, I would think, here. They're not as concentrated. There he goes. Back over again. Back safely is Cole.
Well, if Cole expected to get out of this without a dirty uniform, it's not going to happen tonight.
Not at all.
He's going to have to get some bleach.
No, they'll switch uniforms for game 2, I'm sure. So 1-1 pitch on the way, and a good bunt this time from Austin. He might beat it, and he will beat it. He's in there safely. He didn't see it, so I call him safe. So Austin with a bunt single there. And Westfield's in business with 2 runners on and Tanner Westbrook to the plate. So the only play they could have made there was the pitcher, Hunter Burnett, trying to get over to tag him, and with Austin's speed, he couldn't do it. Austin kind of bent his back a little bit and was elusive. And now Westfield with 2 runners on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first, no score. Tanner pulls back the bunt there. He looks like he's trying to move some runners in scoring positions, get 2 runners in there for Giles, who is on deck.
Yeah, well, with the 2 guys who are so fast at the top of the lineup, I forget about Tanner, and he's got some speed as well. Former wingback.
And that one's high and away, so it's 2-0 now on Tanner Westbrook.
Putting some pressure on that third baseman. As long as you keep this down on the third base line, Cole's going to get in, I don't think, with a problem because you got to hold him on at second.
Pulls back again. It's 3-0 now. So Westfield has done a great job. They're putting a lot of pressure on the pitcher here early.
Now you got the big guy on deck. You're in danger of walking Tanner, and then you got Giles Amos lurking in the on-deck circle. Very good success for Westfield so far, as that one's right down Broadway for strike 1. 3-1 your count.
Now do you pull the bunt off? Because look how open it is over there on the right side of the infield. You got the first baseman kind of playing in, expecting the bunt, and the second baseman is kind of shadowing Cole out there. We'll see. They do. The bunt is on. That's a beautiful bunt, and they are not going to get Tanner. And now we got back-to-back bunt singles, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Giles Amos.
I'm telling you what, that was the best bunt I've seen out of Westfield this year, probably. That was beautiful.
Well, and Hunter Burnett definitely helped him, too, because he threw an off-speed breaking ball, and there's nothing easier to bunt than that. I mean,
he deadened it perfectly. You're right. The pitch played in his favor, and then I think the fact that obviously he's a left-hander, he's got so much speed getting down the line. Outstanding job by Austin and Tanner, back-to-back at-bats.
And Giles flies one down the right field line. That'll get out of play foul, and it's 0-1 on the Westfield cleanup hitter.
So right now, Burnett, he's thinking, what do I got to do to get out of this inning unscathed?
Yeah, he's got himself in some hot water here, that's for sure. So 0-1. And Giles swings and misses that pitch in on his hand. So quickly 0-2 now to Giles Amos.
Just bunt it, Giles.
Yeah, that seems to work. And this is going to be on the catcher here, too, because, a pass ball could mean a run with Cole down there at third. And there's a high pitch. Good job by the catcher. Make that catch. And behind the plate there this afternoon, Alan Brown probably saved a run if that went back to the screen.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much it caroms off the back, stop here. But right now, Giles just needs to be patient and try to find his pitch. I know it's 1-2, but pitcher has had some problems so far.
Oh, man. And that ball is fouled back and to the ground. Giles, I think that might have hit off the grip of the bat.
Almost hit his hand. Should have just leaned in with that left shoulder and taken it. I think he just got in that no-man zone where the ball's coming at him, and instead of getting out of the way, he tried to kind of swing his arms to protect himself.
So it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners on every base for Westfield here in the bottom half of the first, no score. And Giles slaps one out to short. Good stop there by the shortstop. Plays at second, and Giles beats the rap at first. So he gets an RBI there on the fielder's choice. 1 out, now runners on the corners, and Westfield's taking a 1-0 lead.
Good job right there, hustling down the base path on the fielder's choice, and that's a lot better than a strikeout, getting the run in on a nice RBI there, and doing a good job, Giles, getting down the base path and beating out the throw. And now Ryan, a very dangerous hitter for Westfield when he's swinging the bat good. Hopefully he can get in the groove here in the postseason.
So Westfield takes the 1-0 lead now, and they got runners at the corners here for catcher Ryan Fitzpatrick. And that ball is slapped out of the play back onto the softball field to the right side. 0-1 on Fitzpatrick. Aiden Murphy's on deck with Wyatt Young in the hole. So 0-1 with 1 out here And they're going to throw back over to check on Giles. He's back in there safely. Try to pan a little bit over there just to get a little bit of that in your view. Got a pretty quick runner, Austin Burnett, down there at second. And that's a good-looking breaking ball. Must have stayed upstairs, though. Called a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, I think that one found the zone, but it kind of broke after the plate. And Ryan probably fortunate that wasn't a strike call.
But, hey, hats off the umpire. He did the same thing in the top half. So if you're going to be consistent, I don't think anybody will have problems with that. Throw back over to Giles. Giles didn't even have to get dirty on that one. Just lunges back.
I don't think Giles
legs.
wants to get dirty.
Yeah. So 1-1 count with 1 out. Bottom of the first. They're playing Ryan straight up in the field there. The curve ball, again, high. So 2-1. So this umpire doesn't like to give anything high, and that's, like I said, as long as Owen Jones is over there paying attention, I don't think anybody would be having problems with that.
No, absolutely not. And right now it's paying off for Westfield. They went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning and got runners on now. Ryan swings right through that one, 2-2 your count.
Yeah, he kind of chased that high fastball that time, and hard to get on top of those pitches. So 2-2 now to the Westfield catcher. Crowd filling up fairly nicely here. They throw back over. Giles back safely. Not a better thing to do really on a Friday afternoon to come out and watch some baseball. Doubleheader here this evening.
Other than maybe go get some good food somewhere.
And come out for game 2 if you're around.
Yep. Sit on the porch somewhere and then come out to the ballpark.
Oh, and that caught Ryan on the leg there, or I think it kind of ricocheted both off of his forearm and leg, and now bases loaded again, and it's Aiden Murphy to the plate.
Very reliable hitter in Aiden Murphy coming up. Just put this ball in play, you're probably going to score a run.
So you got Giles down at second, and you have Ryan at first. Austin still over there at third base. As Aiden, like Brett mentioned, he's a pretty good contact hitter. So as long as
got to be a pro here, Aiden. Got to be a pro.
Yep.
Pro hitter. Put the ball in play.
Choke up and just slap it somewhere. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Looks like Mason Lee, I believe, came in to pinch run.
That was a strike the other night.
So 1-0 now on Aiden Murphy. Mason Lee over there at first base, pinch running. And that one is going to be an infield fly rule. So Aiden is out. And unfortunately, that's not one of the things you wanted to see there.
That's unfortunate for Aiden.
So now Brian Bledsoe. It'll be Brian Bledsoe. Bledsoe came and so Bledsoe was taking a final exam, as we understand, and he was in the original starting lineup. And now he will be switched there. They have Wyatt Young play defense in the top half of the first, and he'll come in to his original position here. I wonder if he'll move to second, and Tanner might move back out to left field where he was scheduled. Not bad. You walk out of a classroom to the bases loaded and 2 outs. So quite an opportunity here for Brian as he looks at ball 1.
Stick your foot out there. Let it hit you. Ain't going to hurt long.
So far, Westfield is...
You definitely make him work here. I mean, you got bases loaded.
2 outs.
A walk means a run.
That one high and inside. There's 2-0. Nowhere to put him.
So if not, if he grooves one down the plate, that's it. Bust it.
So 2-0. And there's a strike right over the outside corner. 2-1 now. John Walker Moore on deck.
Now you want to try to force the count if you can to 3-1. Don't swing at anything outside the zone.
There's a ground ball up to short. Trying to shield him was Giles, but he was able to get there and make the out. So Westfield threatens. They only get 1 across, though. So a good job of getting out of trouble by Hunter Burnett. He leaves the bases loaded, and we head to the top of the second. Westfield leads 1-0 here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
And welcome back as we head to the top of the second inning. Westfield leads 1-0 over the Loganville Christian Lions here in the first round of the GISA AAA state playoffs, and got some other scores thanks to Mr. Burnett here, as well as Chip Champion and Bill Amos. We had Tift Area defeat Bullock Academy 11-10. Bethlehem Christian won 15-0 over Westminster.
Wow.
Gatewood won game 1 over Dominion Christian 11-3, and they lead the second one 3-0. Southland, a big upset there, losing to Pinewood 3-1 in that first game. So there's an upset there for
even though
playoffs.
Southland was the 4th seed, but still, we saw Southland earlier in the year, and they were a very good club. So Pinewood must have a good team.
And a first pitch strike now to the cleanup hitter, Davin Hall from Owen Jones, as Owen went through the lineup there in the first half, 1-2-3, and hoping to do the same thing here in the second. And that ball is slapped out to second. Great stop by T. Adams, and the play at first. Wow, what a play that time by T. Adams, making the diving stop and then getting over there to hustle and make the play was Owen Jones. These boys are playing motivated here this afternoon.
Yeah, just a good job of knocking the ball down, and as you said, the left-handed hitter you thought might have a chance to beat it out, but just too much length by T. Adams, and getting over there quickly was Owen Jones.
So 1 out now after the great play from T. Adams, and there's a curveball over the outside corner for a strike.
And as you said, without Owen Jones getting over there, that play doesn't happen, because we've seen it a lot of times. Pitchers get confused about who's covering and whatnot.
Yeah, oh man. He swung at that one. That was a good 2 feet outside, and it's 0-2. This is John Hart, the right fielder.
I've heard of hitting the ball where it's pitched, but not when it's in the left-handed batter's box.
So 0-2. Owen Jones ahead of John Hart.
I think you come inside here with something.
And that one just off the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Mason Gaines on deck.
Come inside with some heat.
Yeah, if you get
maybe
him
a little high.
Yeah, if you get him out there leaning, it would be nice to bust him in on the hands. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Owen Jones dealing here early.
I like that word, dealing. He is. He's hard to hit. He's crafty, and he mixes up his pitches very nicely. In a combination like that, difficult to he's almost like a running back that's a scat back in football. It's hard to hem him up.
Oh, yeah. He very unpredictable. There's not really a book on him, and that's probably a very good thing and can lead to nothing but success. And that ball outside, ball 1.
It's kind of why I was making that Chandler Hill comparison. That's how Chandler pitched Monday, and the ball, even when Windsor made contact, it seemed to just kind of spin off the bat. You just couldn't make solid contact on it.
That one just off the plate, 2-0 now to the 6th place hitter, Mason Gaines, the first baseman. He's a big guy, so I imagine he can put a charge into it when he makes contact. There's a strike. Now 2-1.
Owen is so lanky. He's kind of created some deceptive speed on his pitches. The velocity the last couple that I've seen has been nice.
Yeah, and that ball just outside, 3-1. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't throw the ball slow or anything. He just is, that's not his main asset.
He's not a power pitcher. You wouldn't describe him as that.
He's crafty.
Yeah, crafty old veteran. And he's, a sophomore?
Yeah. And there's a pitch slapped out into the right center field gap. Giles get over there to cut it off. He will. And they will hold Gaines there. Good play by Giles getting that back in. For clean single from Mason Gaines, and now the Lions have their first base runner of the afternoon, and that'll bring Austin Henderson to the plate.
The perfect game is broken up.
So Henderson, number 15. That should make Cora Beth Day happy that she thought there were 2 number 5s, but we didn't see the extra 1 in front of this batter here, Henderson. So Jones from the stretch. Fires. There's a good pitch. Strike 1 over the outside corner.
That last at bat, Owen just got behind in the count and really he kind of forced his hand in grooving one across the plate. And when the hitter knows what's coming, they can do something with it. That's not Owen's game.
So 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's outside. Started the breaking ball a little too much over the plate there. Didn't give it a chance to come back.
Yeah, he's got to go back to that front shoulder breaking ball. He's really had some good success kind of getting batters to flinch.
So 1-1 pitch on the way from Jones. That one's going to be slapped into short right field. Giles looks like he's got a beat on it. And he does for out number 3. So 1 hit, 1 left. No runs scored, though. We head to the bottom half of the second. Westfield leads 1-0 here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Set your own banking hours with Planners First Online Banking. Planners First Online Banking allows you to connect and access your bank accounts 24/7. For those that are always on the go, you can check your balances, pay your bills, transfer funds anytime and anywhere you have internet access. Let Planners First Online Banking make your life a little easier. Planners First, a legacy of excellence since 1896. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
And now back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
We head to the bottom half of the second inning. Westfield leading here 1-0. Hornets had a very productive first inning. I'm sure they would have liked more scoring, obviously, but they started off with a Cole Brandon single and then back-to-back bunt singles from Austin Burnett and Tanner Westbrook. And then a fielder's choice by Giles pushed across the first run, and there was a hit by pitch. And then, unfortunately, Aiden Murphy with the infield fly rule. And then finally, Brian Bledsoe grounded out to shortstop to end the inning. So they threatened, and they had 7 runners come to the plate, but only pushed 1 across.
And that's been kind of a repeating problem for Westfield offensively. We've seen probably in 3 or 4 games this year them load the bases and only get 1 run or no runs out of it. And you can't have good offensive numbers if you're not putting the ball in play and moving people across home plate. That's just, especially when you load the bases with less than 2 outs, you got to produce more than a run.
So leading off will be the designated hitter, John Walker Moore. I'm waiting for Big John Walker to get a hold of one. He does. He's going towards Brandon Outfitters. And there's a pitch over the outside corner for strike 1. T. Adams on deck, followed by Cole Brandon. So Hunter Burnett go from the windup, tries the curveball, and that's away and evens the count at 1 apiece. T. Adams being helpful, runs over there from the on-deck circle to retrieve the ball for the catcher. Game 2 will come up. It's tentatively scheduled for 7 o'clock. There's a ball. But it will come up right after this one. Imagine they'll let the boys take a quick break, drag the field, and get right back at it. And there's a ball fired straight up the chute out in short right field or medium depth right field. And John Hart will put it away there for out number 1.
Got a little bit under that ball. Skied it out to right field, and it's going to bring up T. Adams. Westfield trying to turn the lineup over here and get back to the top and see if they can't do some more damage. Possibly get T. Adams on here and start another, not rally, but start another very productive inning here.
So Adams digs in. Lefty looks at that pitch inside for ball 1, and T has already made the play of the game here. Just in the top half of the second inning, made a beautiful diving stop over there in the hole and found Owen Jones covering for the out. Swings and misses there, though. So 1-1 to the Westfield first baseman.
Yeah, that was Not sure if any other play is going to top that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Ooh, that one looked a little off the plate, but he gets the
Wide
call.
strike zone.
1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Owen Jones. And he flaps that one down to third base line. It's going to drop foul. Good idea, though. Just kind of take it where it's pitched. If he's going to give him that outside corner, you know he's going to try to go back that way. So just choke up and slap it down the line.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell he's got the talent, does he, T. Adams? He's only a freshman. He don't have quite the build yet, but I think as he progresses in his high school career, he'll start maturing physically more, and that talent, along with the physical attributes, will continue to help him grow. Grounds this one back to the pitcher, and the first baseman gets back on the bag for out number 2. So Westfield going quickly here in the second inning, and they'll turn it over to the order here and come Cole Brandon, who singled and scored back in the first.
Yeah, absolutely. The umpire kind of forced T's hand right there with the outside call. Widens the strike zone a little bit. Now he's forced to swing at stuff that maybe he wouldn't swing at normally. But unfortunate. But Westfield gets back to the top of the lineup. Hopefully Cole can do some damage.
There's a strike. Curveball dropped over the back point of the plate for strike 1.
Are you supposed to call the strike in the open batter's box?
Oh, I don't know. It just depends.
Why don't you just call it on the same side?
Yeah. I don't know. Cole swings and misses there, so he's in the hole 0-2.
I'm right-handed. You're getting called on the right-hand side.
Yeah, when I umpired, I stuck to the same side, right side every time. Cole fouls that one back.
It's going to get your truck over there, Kenny.
Because
you're driving an F-150.
I was saying, unless he can hit it all the way back to Warner Robins. Mine's parked in the driveway.
Yeah, that's true.
Or in the garage. It's your truck today.
Baseballs are scared of Tundras, though.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want none.
Maybe it'll fix your rotors.
You just had to get yours fixed, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. 0-2 pitch on the way. Curveball slapped right back up the middle for a clean single. I think old Hunter Burnett saw his life flash before his eyes there as he released it, it came right back to the L on top of his hat for Loganville.
That one was roped. Great job of hitting with 2 strikes, and a good job of Cole Brannon just put himself on base again, and now start the running game over again. There's really no danger in doing it.
I mean, I say you send him here, Rob, first pitch, because you basically got 2 leadoff hitters in your 1-2 spot. So even if he gets thrown out, you got Austin coming back. Yeah, I mean, you throw Tanner in there as well. He's also kind of a leadoff type. And he's definitely got the attention of Burnett. He steps out, or steps off the back of the rubber there. Burnett versus Burnett.
I was about to say, this is a Burnett times 2 here.
This ain't a cousin, is it? I don't think his ends with the E. And there goes Cole, easily in there with a stolen base. They make us look like geniuses.
Well, it's really not that hard to determine. I mean, you're definitely not a genius. And that was pretty much your basic baseball play. Put your guy in a position almost with squaring up. Send him again.
I might. I mean, with Austin's speed. And he slaps one into left field. But the left fielder gets over there to make the catch for out number 3. That was a shame there as he lined that one. And that'll do it here on the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we head to the top half of the third. Westfield leads 1-0 here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
On the athletic field and in the classroom, students at the Westfield School are preparing to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. Our dedicated faculty teaches and inspires students from pre-K to 12th grade to think critically and learn globally, preparing our students for college in a Christian environment that has been the Westfield mission for more than 44 years. And our students excel. From football to chorus, art to tennis, and basketball to debate, Westfield students aspire to be champions. It's the Westfield experience. To learn more about the Westfield School, visit our website, westfieldschool.org, or call our admissions office at 987-0547. The Westfield School, ready for college, ready for life.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
We head to the top half of the third inning where Westfield leads 1-0 here in this first game of a doubleheader here at the Hornets' Nest. So if you're around the area, Perry, Warner Robins, or Unadilla and on south, come on up. If you can't make the first, the second is supposed to start 7 o'clock. But here Westfield leads 1-0. They got to run in the bottom half of the first. And there in the second, they threaten, but no runs across. And it will be Alan Brown, the catcher, leading off here in the top of the third for Loganville. And that pitch off the plate for ball one. So far for Owen Jones, he has allowed 1 hit in 2 innings pitched. Only has 1 strikeout. And there he is, 2-0 now to the catcher from Loganville Christian. But very efficient, very efficient. 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first and second, and a 1 hit, but left in there. But he's starting off this inning 3-0. And I'll tell you what, those burgers or whatever they're cooking down there smells great.
Yep, and we're hungry.
So 3-0 pitch now from Owen Jones, and that one's just off the plate. So a leadoff 4-pitch walk to catcher Alan Brown. It's the first walk from either side, I believe.
Yeah.
Not the start you want.
Absolutely not. Now you get some substitutions going on here with the pinch runner, and unfortunate to start the inning off that way for Owen Jones.
Try to get a little bit of that look of the first base over there. The runner leads off. And it is Ian Snell, the second baseman, the number 9 hitter in the box. He squares around the bunt, bunts right back to Owen Jones, and he's going to throw on the first for the out. So a good job of sacrifice bunt from Ian Snell, and now they have a runner down at second with 1 out for the top of the order and Donovan Tate.
Yeah, good job right there, and a smart play by Owen Jones to just take it at first. Didn't have a play at second, and don't throw one into the outfield trying to be the hero. Just get the play that's given to you and try to get the remaining batters out when they come up. Good thing about being the pitcher is you control that.
That was a good baseball play by both sides there, and now a runner at second for Donovan Tate. And Tate has that one hit him in the back. So now we get runners at first and second.
That was just a spinner, came out of his hand weird.
And it will be Hunter Burnett, the pitcher for Loganville, will step to the plate. He popped out to Cole Brandon his first time up. So hopefully Owen Jones responds to the situation here and just battles back. From the stretch, he fakes back to second. And they're going to get him with that play. Got him. The old trick play worked again. I'll tell you what, that's amazing. It worked against Montgomery Bell, and they got him again. And that coach is fired up over there on the third base line. There ain't nothing more crazy. They did the throwback by second, act like it went to center field. The runner on second wandered off, and then he realized it wasn't, but he slowly walked back to the base, and it was an easy pickoff. That is, we always said if they're out of the region, they don't know that play, and that's the type of things you can do.
Yep.
And there's a swing and a miss.
That was great. I tell you what a good job of pulling it off. And Westfield tried it against Windsor, and it didn't work.
Yeah, but, I think teams who have heard it, but, in the middle Georgia area, these guys being up there probably don't see it too often. That's funny.
I love seeing it. It's just as funny every time you see it.
The best thing about that is that,
take the runner out of scoring position.
Takes the runner out of scoring position, and not only that, but it kind of, shifts the momentum a little bit back. Westfield is kind of on their heels there after the walk and the hit by pitch, and now they got 2 outs with the runner on first in a 0-2 count. And he's trying to steal. Not the best throw by Ryan, but kind of like a worm burner off the tee box. It kind of just skipped across the ground real quick.
Well, he didn't get a good throw to throw on.
Yeah, a little bit low.
Little low, off-speed pitch. And it's going to be a 1-2 count. Right here, don't worry about the runner. Get the guy at the plate and just move on.
So we got the runner down at second now with a 1-2 count after the stolen base there from Donovan Tate. All Owen Jones needs to do, like you said, is concentrate on the batter, Hunter Burnett. Curveball, slap, line drive right to Aiden Murphy to end the inning. So they threaten, but nobody comes across after the beautiful pickoff play. And Westfield heads to the bottom of the third, leading 1-0 here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh,
Sit.
you train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy. You know, I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Westfield leads here 1-0, and it will be 3-4-5 to start the inning. Tanner Westbrook, Giles Amos, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, but we can't get over that play. They pulled off again, Brett. The old fake to throw to center field like it gets past everybody. It reminds me of that movie Little Big League. Remember when they did that? And they're like down in the bullpen.
Yeah,
they're all scattered.
everybody's running down the side of the field.
But it worked. And the pinch runner, I believe, was number 3. I think that's who it was. He got caught there. A young freshman, I believe, and he was just kind of sitting there. He realized and didn't try to run to third, but he slowly walked back to second and then realized that Owen Jones was right behind him. I don't want to call him Hunter Owens all the time, but so 1-0 Westfield here in the bottom of the third. Game 1 of the doubleheader here in the first round of the playoffs. Tanner Westbrook digs in, and he'll foul one back off to the left side, 0-1.
Slapping style from Tanner. Trying to get that running start almost.
Yeah, almost like a Ichiro type move, you know. And Tanner had a bunt single back in the first inning. That one's in the dirt, 1-1. He bunted a beautiful one. I mean, right down the third base line, there was no chance.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the best bunts I've seen in a while. Perfect pitch to bunt on, and Tanner's got to try to get it started here. 1-1 count. Try to get that runner on base and let the big guys behind him bring him in.
That pitch a little high and outside. It's 2-1 now on the Westfield second baseman, Tanner Westbrook. And that smoke is just wafting right on in here.
Wafting.
Smells so good, too. And there's one high, 3-1 now.
Coming onto the field.
It's pretty easy to tell you where the wind's blowing by the way the smoke's going. It's blowing straight out the left. So 3-1 pitch on the way. That one is fouled back. Full count now. I think it ricocheted off the light pole.
Yep, close.
So full count.
Put the ball in play, Tanner. Give yourself a chance. Those legs, you got to try to beat it out. You'd think something on the ground.
That one's inside, ball 4. And now Westfield with another leadoff batter on base. Another one with speed, too. First walk of the afternoon for Hunter Burnett. And it will bring up Giles Amos, who reached on a fielder's choice but had an RBI back in the first, scoring the only run of the game.
So right here, Giles needs to drive something deep.
Giles getting a look at that.
Trying to find a gap.
Yeah, you look at that forearm band, I guess, assessing the situation. And I don't know. I always thought that was a football thing, but hey, whatever works. Uh-oh. And now they got Tanner caught up in a pickle here. And he's going to try to get back to first. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, heads up.
You get out of the way.
So Tanner bulls over the pitcher that time and gets back safely.
He gets second base.
Second base.
Yep.
And so he does get second. The pitcher, that's unfortunate. I hope the kid's all right. He took a pretty...
Yeah, he got hammered.
Tanner kind of looked like the cornerback again from football. He kind of plowed through the poor kid. Yeah, it was interference.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he was in the way. He didn't have the baseball.
Right. I feel bad that he got nailed, but he was in the way. But hopefully he's all right, though, because he got decked. Yeah, he kind of had all his momentum going back and kind
I
of
wish we had that on
a
replay.
cartwheel over his head there. So, then the umpires out there letting the coach know, and I think everybody's good with it. I don't think anybody's pleased that it happened, but it's the rule, and he moves down to second. Did that coach just say something to Tanner?
I have no clue. I was listening to these guys underneath us.
So, I don't know how to score that. Let's just move him down to second.
Pitcher's interference.
Runner interference or whatever.
It's pitcher. Fielder interference.
They had Tanner dead to rights, though. I mean, he was caught leaning for sure.
I believe the first baseman, although you want him running back to the previous bag, he should have probably kept going because Tanner kept stopping and then stopping.
So it worked out, though, and now we're runner in scoring position with nobody out, and Giles looks at the first pitch as a ball, so 1-0. And that one fouled back off the screen, and it's 1-1. Tanner was deked by his own buddies from school over there. They're all yelling back. He took a step back to the bag.
They need to yell, he's going, not back.
Yeah, don't trip up your own guys. That's bad. That's rule number 1 as a fan. Don't heckle that your own guys mess up. Giles, a little late on that one.
The ball was inside, and he's trying to pull it, go with it, which is a good idea, but just too late.
Looks like Giles sliced open the back of his pants there. Got a pretty big hole in the back side of his drawers.
I wonder when he did that. Did he slide?
I think we mean Miss Laura down there with a sewing kit to get them drawers.
He must have done it sliding.
Sometime. So 1-2 though to Giles. Tanner's down at second with nobody out. Westfield leads 1-0 here in the bottom half of the third inning. Game 1 of the playoffs, and Giles slaps one into short center. Will it get down? Nope, it's going to hang up enough, and Tanner is going to fake the tag, and probably a decent decision. Is pretty good arm out there by the center fielder. So Giles flies out to center, and it will be Ryan Fitzpatrick to the plate. Ryan was hit by a pitch back in the first inning.
Still hadn't had, other than Cole's single, really haven't had a hard ball hit today. And just waiting for Ryan or Giles to drive the ball.
Yeah, we got 4 hits, Westfield does. 3 of those came in the first inning. We had a Cole Brandon bloop hit and then 2 bunt singles. And then Cole in the second had that line shot right up the middle, right over the pitcher's head. They fake back to second on Tanner, but he's back safely. And there's a pop-up out into short right field. Coming on is Hart. He'll make the catch. He'll run it in for out number 2, and Aiden Murphy to the plate. I think Westfield's kind of trying to do maybe a little bit too much with the ball. I mean, don't dip that back shoulder and try to drive it. I know it may be tempting because Burnett doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but at the same time, just try to, pound it in the ground and then use your speed. We got plenty of speed.
Anything on those 2 batters that just came up to the right side of the infield would have moved them over.
There's a pitch high and inside to Aiden Murphy, who popped out on the infield fly rule his first time up.
And that's what you got to think. It's about putting runs on the board every inning, not a big number in one. So
right. That's the new Atlanta Braves approach. And there's another pop-up foul to the right side. Will it get out of play? It will. And it's 1-1. Kind of chased a pitch out of the zone there, kind of high and away.
Aiden's get that top hand on it. Roll it over.
If I were Coach Fitzpatrick, I mean, with this umpire, he doesn't like any pitches high anyway. I'd almost tell him spit on it if it's anything above your knees.
Yeah.
Oh
man,
that's some late movement. I didn't think it got across the corner.
I don't even think it started out across the plate and it broke.
Yep. 1-2 now on Aiden. He's got to get defensive here.
Got a wide strike zone all of a sudden.
Have to choke up. And he gets a piece of that one. Good job by Aiden hanging there. And it remains at 1-2.
As you said, you like to see consistency behind the plate, but now the umpire the last couple innings has widened that zone. Early on, it was very tight.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner down at second, 2 outs. Murphy, heads up. Man, nailed the fungo bat over there in the third base dugout.
35 over there, he looked like a little girl trying to get out of the plate with his hands up.
Yeah, he was diving. Everybody's okay, though, and count remains 1-2. Way ahead on that inside curveball. So 1-2 pitch on the way again, and that one is going to be slap foul out of play to the left side.
Aiden, top hand rolling over, hit the top half of the ball.
It's almost like his hands are rolling under.
Just
you got to rotate over, like you said.
It's hitting the bottom half of the ball. It's sliding up under the ball and popping it straight up. You got to drive it.
So the count remains 1-2. Aiden making Hunter Burnett work here in game 1 with Westfield leading 1-0. Another curveball, and that one's hammered, but foul again down the left field line. Is it going to go through the gates? Let's see.
Nope.
It stopped.
Had a little backspin.
I was waiting for a little Plinko, see if he can actually ace it through there, but remains 1-2 again. Brian Bledsoe on deck. 1-2 pitch. Slap high chopper. That could be gold. Good play by the pitcher. Wow. Hey, great play. Nothing you can do about that. He came down with it and fired it all in one motion for out number 3. So great play there to end the inning, and Westfield comes up empty. They still lead, though, 1-0 as we head to the top of the 4th here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
We go to the top half of the 4th inning. Westfield leads 1-0 over the Loganville Christian Lions here in the game 1 of a possible 3-game set here in the first round of the GISA AAA state playoffs. And it's been really Owen Jones who's kind of been the star of the game so far for Westfield. He's only allowed 1 hit and, of course, pulled off that pretty cool pickoff play back last inning to kind of get himself out of trouble after hitting a batter and then walking a batter.
Yeah, defense has been the name of the game for Westfield so far. Owen Jones and then the work at first base of T. Adams have equaled Westfield being able to do a very good job defensively and keep putting up zeros there in the guest column or row. Hopefully Owen can continue that work here as that ball misses outside.
It's Austin Brown, the center fielder, who flied out to right field to end the first inning. Number 3 batter, so it's the heart of the lineup, 3-4-5 for the Lions, and looks at a beautiful curveball there from Jones. Just snapped that thing off right over the plate.
Yeah, that was purty.
So 1-1. The count.
Looked like a prized hog.
You would think Brett's from the 1950s, like Arkansas, the way he speaks sometimes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Come on, man.
It looked like a prize hog right there. That was beautiful, man. Yeah, that jersey there reminds me of the old Houston Astros kind of, but with just a different color. Brett likes it.
No, you know what it looks like? It looks like when you pull down the themes in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint and it shows you all the different colors that are associated with one another. But I'm telling you, Hoko has jerseys that look just like that. They're black, silver, and white.
And that pitch low, so it is full count now to Austin Brown. David Hall is on deck.
Retro has definitely come back into style the last few years in sports.
Yeah.
With all the throwback jerseys and whatnot.
Oh, man. Looked at a pitch right over the outside corner for a strikeout and an out number 1, and I think Austin Brown knew that one.
Yeah, Ryan knew it too. He quickly snapped the throw down to third base, and tell you what, that was a beautiful pitch. It's always good to start off the inning with a strikeout and not a walk.
Absolutely. You start with the bases clean, it makes your job a whole lot easier the rest of the way. So, one out now for David Hall, the left fielder. He grounded out on a beautiful play to T. Adams back in the first inning on the diving stop. And he looks at a curveball for strike number 1.
Good pitching so far for Owen Jones. I tell you what, he has been very good.
Well, not only that, but he also comes, when he completes his windup, he's in a great fielding position, too. Like, he's just an all-around good baseball player. He knows what his job is at every aspect of the game. 1-1, though, after that pitch was outside.
I would concur.
Oh, inside there and diving out of the way is David Hall. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to the cleanup hitter.
Just got away from him a little bit.
Hall going with the old school stirrups socks there with the stripes on them. A 2-1 pitch on the way. Inside, and it's grounded out to second base. Bledsoe will come up and fire on the first for an easy out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth, and John Hart, who struck out swinging, will be the batter.
Just some routine plays out there for Westfield. Brian Bledsoe doing a good job staying in front of the baseball and firing over.
So it will be Hart now, the right fielder. John Hart's got some pretty good size, and he takes a hit on the upper shoulder there. So another hit batsman for Owen Jones. That's his second of the game. And John Hart is down there at first now for Mason Gaines, who has the only hit of the game in the afternoon here for Loganville Christian. He singled to right center his first time up. Keep an eye on Hart, see if he's moving here on the pitch. First pitch must have been low. Ball 1.
That's the only thing that Owen has really struggled with, and that's snapping that curveball off.
Yeah, I don't think any of his hit batsmen are really in pain when they get hit because it's normally one of those off-speed pitches. There's a pitch just off the plate inside. It's 2-0. Again, Westfield leads here 1-0 in the fourth inning, top half. 2 outs. And Mason Gaines at the plate. You got John Hart down at first base after being hit by the pitch. He leads off, and that one's going to be fouled off the screen to the right side. So it's 2 balls and a strike now to the Lions right fielder. Austin Henderson is on deck, the third baseman. Only 1 hit allowed thus far for the young Westfield right-hander. And he's on his way, and Ryan drops the ball in the transfer there.
Golly.
Kicked up a lot of dust.
The base runner slid late, and he almost broke his ankle.
So that pitch was a ball, and the runner steals second. So now we have a runner in scoring position with a hitter's count here, 3-1.
That looked like it felt awful.
Pitch on the way, and it's going to be slapped off the end of the bat, straight up over to the first baseman. And making the out is T. Adams to put a lid on this inning, and we head to the bottom of the fourth. Westfield still in the lead, 1-0 here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember. And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
We head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Westfield leads 1-0 behind the strong pitching performance from Owen Jones. Hornets got their only run back in the first after 3 straight singles, 2 of the bunting variety. Giles Amos reached on a fielder's choice and knocked home the run, and that's all we've had so far. It's been a pitcher's duel here between
Loganville Christian and the Westfield Hornets. Westfield leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Owen Jones has pitched great, as Kenny mentioned, and hopefully Kenny's not choking anymore.
I'm good now. I don't know what that was. I took an inhale, and it was like I swallowed a big piece of sunflower seed shell that somebody might have had up here earlier from maybe last game. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So it would be Brian Bledsoe leading off here in the fourth, and he looks at a strike there for strike one. Gonna need to make a run to the snack bar.
As that ball is low, evens the count 1-1. Burnett pitching here to Brian Bledsoe, and Bledsoe trying to get another leadoff hitter on for Westfield. As Burnett rocks and fires, and that one's high. 2-1 your count.
All right, I think I'm back.
You sure?
I think so.
You sure?
So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Brian Bledsoe.
Ball way outside.
So 3-1 now. Chance to get another leadoff runner on, and Westfield's got to start cashing these things in. They got 5 guys left on base. Loganville has 3. So 3-1 pitch on the way. And that's upstairs for ball 4. So I'm telling you, if I'm Coach Fitz, I'm telling him anything above the knees, lay off, because he's not going to call it. Make sure it's all low and keep everything on the ground. So leadoff walk, and you got somebody with pretty decent speed down there at first base. And Brian Bledsoe. And Brett's singing all sorts of songs. John Walker Moore to the plate. Oh, my goodness. And back in safely is Brian Bledsoe. We'll have to mute Brett's awful voice. Oh, my God.
Come on,
terrible.
Man. I can't believe I don't have a record deal already.
Oh, I can. Throw back over again, and Bledsoe back in there safely. Westfield up 1-0 here, bottom of the fourth. Runner on first, nobody out for John Walker Moore. He flied out to right field his first time. The big man squares around the bunt, and you can tell he doesn't do it often.
Tell you what, he was going to beat that one out.
If he beats you out, man, it's like A.J. Brzezinski trying to steal against Bartolo Colon that one day. Did you see that?
Well,
that's nothing like watching a 280-pound, 40-year-old pitcher chasing down a 250-pound, 38-year-old catcher.
Ooh.
He stole second. Catcher threw it to the outfield. He stole third. The center fielder threw it right up the end. He touched it home.
So we just heard John Walker Moore went from first to home on an attempted steal and a couple of passed balls. And I bet you he hooked up the oxygen tank when he got in the dugout, too. that was a lot of running. So it's 0-2 now, though, on John Walker. So I think John Walker went up there trying to get the situation where he wouldn't have to bunt anymore. I'll just get 2 quick strikes and then I have to pull the bunt sign. They throw back over and back.
I'd force a throw here. Go ahead and steal. You put pressure on him. You haven't been coming up with that clutch hit you need with runners on. Force the issue a little bit more.
0-2. Moore slaps one to third underneath his glove and into left field for a clean base hit. And now Westfield with runners at first and second with nobody out, and it will be T. Adams. So great job.
Kenny with the best rickety camera work.
Hey, I do what I can. I tried to get it over there as quick as I could. It went under the glove of the third baseman. So I can't give him an error in full confidence there. That was just under his glove. He was moving.
The Phillies third baseman the other day did the same thing in the Braves game, right underneath it, never touched it.
And they gave him a hit, right?
I don't know if they did or not. Should have, I guess. They give a hit away in the majors for anything, really.
Yeah, true. So now T's looking to bunt to move his teammates up a little bit. And he looks at the ball outside for ball 1.
Make sure you get it down. You got Cole Brennan on deck who just laced one up the middle. So you don't need to double up somebody by popping this bunt up.
So 1-0 now to T. Adams, and he squares around and pulls it back, and it's a straight steal. And Bledsoe just came, and I think he surprised the catcher, honestly, because he never even attempted to throw it down the third.
Well, I think the problem was the shortstop was playing so far over. I'm not sure what's going on here. The coach is coming out. I think he's going to have a talk with his guys and figure out what the heck's going on with his infield. But
well, he sent all his infielders back, except for he just wanted to talk to the pitcher and catcher, and then they still try to come in here. And I don't think he's too happy with the way his team's playing defensively. And he takes off quickly as they all try to join him. I think you're right, though. I think the shortstop playing off so far kind of gave Bledsoe a walking lead.
Well, here's the thing. You just got to beat him to the bag now.
Right.
And
because you know the third baseman's driving in on the bunt.
And now the pitcher's uncomfortable throwing to a moving fielder, and it's a very good situation. Smart, heady base running right there by Brian Bledsoe.
Now, do you still bunt here? And it looks like he squares around when they call a strike there on the outside corner.
I think you want to just to try to get John Walker over to second,
maybe
so
a
that
safety
you take away a double play possibility.
But you could do a safety squeeze, where you almost, if you make sure he throws it to first, then you send Brian. We'll see. And he gets a good bunt down. Will it stay fair? It will. And they missed the tag.
But Brian never came.
Hey, that's all right.
He should have kept letting that one roll. That one was going to go
foul, I think.
Foul territory. But nonetheless, Westfield has runners on every base and a good job of avoiding the tag by T. Adams. First baseman never got it over there. And a good job. I know Brian Bledsoe didn't see to get down the base path, but nonetheless, you got the bases loaded. And right now, you got to capitalize. Mason Gaines had no chance. Once he picked up the ball, T. Adams got around him pretty easily. He got even skinnier than he already is.
Yeah. So bases loaded now for Cole Brandon, and Cole laces one into center field, but coming on to make the catch is the center fielder now. There's going to be a play at the plate. But Bledsoe gets in there safely. So a sacrifice fly for Cole Brandon pushes the second run across. And, man, if that was in the gap, I got a feeling we'd have 3 runs scored and a triple.
I was about to say, or a sacrifice smoked ball.
Yeah, I mean, Cole's really hitting the ball well here this afternoon.
And he's seeing it good. That just was unfortunate. They hadn't played pretty much as good as you could have him played, and the ball stayed up a little bit too much. But that was tattooed.
Yeah, he
hit it right between the N and the E.
He put some pepper behind that one. And now you got Austin Burnett to the plate with runners on first and second and 1 out. Westfield up by 2. Austin squares around but pulls the bat back as it's in the dirt.
Where are you, John Walker? You got that. Old Big JW. We make fun, but he's going to be a big-time contributor next year in football.
Absolutely.
I mean, he already is, but he's going to be a bright spot on that line.
Oh, yeah. Possibly on both lines.
That's what I mean. He'll be the line.
And here we go, a little double steal. And there it is again. Third baseman charging in. That's just, honestly, I tell you what, that's just, that's a coaching issue, I mean, I don't know what you're doing there. You try to do the wheel play, I guess, but you got to keep the runner from advancing. I mean.
But again, you put the shortstop in a bad position.
Right.
And the pitcher is not going to throw it to a moving fielder trying to get to third. And John Walker, all he's got to do is try to get there at the same time. Trying to get the tag down while catching the baseball is a tough duty.
So now you got runners at second and third here as the coach is trying to relay the message. He's frustrated, and I can understand. He's trying to get his guys to play in here, infield in, and try to cut down the run. Because that took away the infield fly rule as well, which is an important thing here. So they would have to catch a pop-up. Okay, all right. I thought the pitch was a strike, honestly.
I did too, but I thought Austin went as well, but they say he held up. I don't know what the umpire at second base can see angle-wise that the umpire behind the plate can't see, but nonetheless, I think he went with it because he didn't see it.
That's tough. I mean, we know how that is.
Well, you have no angle on it, so why would you overrule the home plate umpires? That ball's a strike.
Yep. 2-1 now to Austin Burnett. He's got runners at second and third. Austin with a bunt single in the first. Then he got stranded at third in the inning, and he flew out on a pretty good hit down the left field to end the second. And swings and misses there. Chase one off the plate.
I think if I'm the home plate umpire, if I got umpire right there on second at either A or C position or A or B position, I'm not going to him on a check swing. That's my call.
Yeah.
Don't put him in that position. He can't see.
True.
True.
So there's a ground ball and a good stop by the shortstop. He's going to try to come home, and he's in there safely. I think that's an infield single anyway, because I don't think there's any way that even if they stopped it, made a clean play. But
the only thing he could have done was maybe stood up and tagged T. Adams, but I don't even think then. T didn't have to go. Yeah, T didn't have to go, so the shortstop probably had no clue that he was running.
Right.
And it's not a forced play at third.
Or home, so I don't know what he was expecting. But
not sure. I guess he knew he didn't have Austin at first.
But the play by the shortstop did save a second run. Because
absolutely.
So he did a great job getting in front of it and keeping it in the infield.
Absolutely.
I'd imagine Austin's going to be going here. And that's exactly what they're thinking as well, and he gets in. But, yeah, Austin will be on the move, I guarantee, first pitch here. Because you got T. I mean, T's not fast, but he's not slow either.
Yeah, I might bunt here.
You got a pretty good guy with the bat, and there goes Austin. He's going to go into second. They're going to pump fake down, and Austin with the easy steal.
Wow.
So now runners at second and third again. Westfield already leading here 3-0. They got 2 runs in this fourth, and they're threatening for more with 2 guys in scoring position and the number 3 hole batter up in Tanner Westbrook.
Again, I might steal again. I mean, bunt again.
About to say, where's he going to steal home? There's ball right up the middle. That is the definition of a C&I single right there, and that's going to score 2 runs. And they're going to make the mistake of throwing home to allow Tanner to get into second base. That is salt in the wound right there. If you're the coach from Loganville Christian, you tell him just throw that ball back into second to keep another runner at first.
Yep. There's nothing you can do with it. And Tanner's just sitting out there waiting on it.
Yep. That right there was not a smart play by the center fielder.
I'm going to make a prediction here that these 2 guys right here about to come up, what they do in the playoffs here is going to be what carries Westfield, whether they go further or they have an earlier exit than they think they should. They haven't. Giles hit the ball great earlier in the season, but lately he's kind of cooled off, and Ryan just really hasn't hit his stride yet. And I think that these 2 guys pick it up. Westfield can get into the later stages of the playoffs.
Well, right now they push 4 across in this inning. There's a solid base hit to left field by Giles, and here comes Tanner. It's going to be cut off, and Tanner's going to slide in, and it's an RBI single for Giles Amos, his second of the night.
And I'm glad I said that, and as soon as I did, he hits one out there between third and short, and good job by Giles. Just hitting that ball, getting his hands on top of it, hitting the top half of the baseball and lining it out there through the gap. And
I don't know how much longer we're going to see Mr. Burnett pitch, as the coach is going to make his way out to the mound. And we might have a pitching change here as Westfield has pushed 5 across the plate. It's 6-0 here in this bottom half of the fourth with only 1 out and a runner on first. And it looks like it'll be the third baseman who is going to come in, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Is that number 1?
Yes, number 1.
That is number 1?
Yep.
Anybody got number 1's name?
Travis
Copra? Okay, Travis Copeland will be the new pitcher. So why don't we go ahead and take a quick break and be back with more after this. Westfield leading 6-0 here in the bottom half of the fourth. There's a pitching change here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
On the athletic field and in the classroom, students at the Westfield School are preparing to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. Our dedicated faculty teaches and inspires students from pre-K to 12th grade to think critically and learn globally, preparing our students for college in a Christian environment that has been the Westfield mission for more than 44 years. And our students excel. From football to chorus, art to tennis, and basketball to debate, Westfield students aspire to be champions. It's the Westfield experience. To learn more about the Westfield School, visit our website, westfieldschool.org, or call our admissions office at 987-0547. The Westfield School, ready for college, ready for life.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back here as we're still in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We've got a pitching change. Travis Copeland will come on to relieve Hunter Burnett, who went 4 1/3 innings, and he allowed 6 runs thus far, and he is on the hook for Giles Amos out there at first base. So he was cruising along, pitching pretty well, got himself in and out of jams through the first 3 innings, and then the 4th inning he's kind of been hammered, and Westfield has pushed across 5 runs here in this inning. And the big hit was Tanner Westbrook's 2 RBI single. Just kind of went right up the middle. The infield was playing in, and once it got past the mound, it was going to go on through. So Hunter Burnett, the pitcher, will move to third base. And now you got Travis Copeland coming in to pitch. He will take Austin Henderson's spot. And he fires his first pitch as ball 1. Catcher going to go out and talk to him, try to keep him calm. With a 1-0 count, Aiden Murphy is on deck. Ryan Fitzpatrick is the batter. Ryan has been hit by a pitch in the first, and then he flew out to right field back in the 3rd inning. So the only out so far was a solid line drive sac fly out to right center field from Cole Brandon. And that pitch stays inside. It's 2-0. It's 2-0 pitch. And he gives him that strike there. Looked a little bit outside. So it's 2-1. One thing that you could tell pretty obvious here with these Lions is they don't really have a lot of speed with their pitchers. And Westfield's feasting on it. And there's a solid shot deep to left field. That ball is off the fence from Ryan Fitzpatrick. Giles coming to third. Giles going to come to the plate. Let's see if he's going to get there. There's going to be a play at the plate. And Giles dives in safely on the RBI double from Ryan Fitzpatrick. Giles came in. I don't even know if that was a slide as much as a Superman launch. Yeah, Giles looking like his old safety self from the football field trying to come in there. But a solid shot almost out of the park.
No.
All right, thanks.
I don't get it for free like you.
So that was a solid double there from Ryan Fitzpatrick. And that ball was about 4 feet from being over the fence. He tattooed that one. Yeah, tattooed it. Another run for Westfield, and they're blowing it open here 7-0. Brett's my hero. And that one, solid clean base hit out in the left field. They're going to hold up Mason Lee at third. He kind of got a bad read on that. But a solid single there from Aiden Murphy, and Westfield has batted around here in the 4th.
Talked to my boy Cam over there. Told him, y'all got to stop yelling back. Gotta yell, he's going.
So, runner at third and first now for Brian Bledsoe, who led this thing off with a base on balls. So it is 7-0 as Brett chokes on his hot dog. 7-0, and there goes the runner. Aiden Murphy's going to get in there with no contest, and now we got runners at second and third with 1 out.
Oh,
we're both struggling up here.
That burns the chest right there.
Ow. So second and third now, and again, we got batting around is Bledsoe, and he got hit by a pitch. Seems kind of feel bad for Loganville right now. They're kind of falling apart. That is true. That is a good point. It has happened to Westfield numerous times this season. The one big inning always did Westfield in this year, and right now it's the scripts have been flipped. John Walker steps in and looks at a strike over the outside corner. John Walker had a single couple stolen bases and a run scored already in this inning.
Well, this is an important at bat because if he can bring some in, Westfield keeps this going. Top of the fifth can be big.
I think he has dreams of hitting that green Jeep out beyond the left field wall right there because he was not swinging slowly. Let's just say that. 0-2 now on Big John Walker. And there's a solid shot to third. Am I going to double play? And they do. But a big inning nonetheless there for Westfield as they push across 6 runs and now lead 7-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. You're listening to Westfield Baseball here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Set your own banking hours with Planners First Online Banking. Planners First Online Banking allows you to connect and access your bank accounts 24/7. For those that are always on the go, you can check your balances, pay your bills, transfer funds anytime and anywhere you have internet access. Let Planners First Online Banking make your life a little easier. Planners First, a legacy of excellence since 1896. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
And now back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
And welcome back to the Hornets' Nest. Westfield on top 7-0. Owen Jones has done the job so far pitching, and defensively Westfield's been there. And offensively, huge inning last inning as they put 6 up on the board in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the top of the 5th. Westfield on top 7-0.
Not only, Brett, in that inning, they had 7 hits. 7 hits in that inning. They had 4 coming in, so they got 11 hits here this afternoon.
We have 7 hits, 6 runs in that inning, and a lost lung.
Yeah, me as well. They have left 6 on base, but they lead here 7-0 as Hunter Burnett was the victim of that
you eat that hot
onslaught,
dog?
unfortunately. I am. So we'll pass over to Brett for the next little bit. Why, chew down a hot dog.
Yeah, we had to rush out here, didn't get to, and it's a funny time, 4:30, we didn't really get to get dinner, so we're going to eat between pitches. It's coming up to bats, number 1 for Westfield, for Loganville Christian, number 1, the pitcher, Travis Copeland. And Owen Jones still out there pitching for the Hornets. First pitch, right outside. Looked like it was going to be a called strike, but goes as ball 1. So 1-0 your count. And ball 2 from Owen Jones. And this is only the second time that this number in the lineup is coming up. Austin Henderson was batting previously. Travis Copeland, this is only his first at bat. So there's a strike right there on the inside corner. 2-1, your count. Again, Owen Jones has been great so far in this game other than the hit batsman. And that's strike 2, and he evens up the count, 2-2. 7-0 your score. Westfield on top here in the top of the 5th inning. And Owen Jones is dealing so far. He fires. Ooh, Ryan thought that was strike 3, and it was right there in the same spot he just called a strike, so it forces a full count.
Yeah, Ryan, he popped up, buddy. He was ready to fire down the first for sure. But good pitch that time from Owen.
And that one fouled away on the payoff pitch. So 3-2 still your count. No outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and Westfield leads 7-0.
Yeah, it's been a good start to this doubleheader for Westfield here early. Can't complain at all with a 7-0 lead in the top of the 5th.
And another one fouled off. Good job of Travis Copeland fighting in the count. He's trying to get on base to spark things here for the Loganville Christian Lions. Lions had a rough bottom of the 4th and gave up 6 runs. And if it wasn't for the double play, could have given up more.
Ooh.
And that's the base on balls for Copeland.
But hey, the umpire, like I said, he's been consistent as far as up down. I'll give him that. He's been consistent with the height. It's just been the corners.
So Alan Brown, the catcher, comes out to hit. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. So Travis Copeland take a seat. Not sure. A.J. Jones came in for the pitcher, I think, to run. So Owen Jones faces Allen Brown. And that ball is laced out right over Cole Brandon's glove. Getting over there is going to be Austin Burnett. He's going to throw over to third.
Got him.
He's got him.
Oh, man.
Out.
Wow. Austin with a straight
great
BB.
throw.
I mean, that thing was a BB right there on the bag. What a play by Austin. Runner advances down to second, but I tell you, to get over there and make that play and then just throw one hopper, I mean, it made the job so easy for Aiden. Aiden didn't have to try to catch a short hop. It was belt high, boom, tag down, got him.
So Travis Copeland's runner, I think it was A.J. Jones or A.J. Smith, something like that, thrown out, number 9, trying to go to third. Great job right there, Austin Burnett. Good pitch. As hitting now is Ian Snell for the Lions. That one fouled away. Westfield has their first out of this inning. Loganville still has a runner on on second.
Yeah, he advanced on the throw, but she'll take that lead run out at third base with the runner moving up to second any day.
And that ball, check swing fouled away by Snell, and he's quickly 0-2 in the count, Kenny.
And look at Fitz down there trying to show those hands. Boy, he bounced out of that dugout like he was ready to play.
He's done it before, I believe, at a
catcher at Southern, right?
Small university down in Statesboro way.
Yeah.
Someplace down there. Someplace you went to school, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's just one of them.
That ball's outside.
The most beautiful university in the South, you know.
I'd take it. Nice football team, I believe they have down there.
Not too shabby. Only undefeated in our first, season in the Sun Belt, but we're not biased.
If it weren't for the ACC refs, might be 11-1.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Oh, get over there, Austin. He's there.
Easily. Looked like it was in doubt to start, but...
Yeah, because he caught the ball at the end of the bat there, and I thought it was going to die, but most of the balls this afternoon have kind of been hanging up on both sides. And good
So
stop.
I'm going to admit this because I'm not good with the number system in the baseball field. I had to look at this little thing down here to figure out F8 that was.
Yes, F8 there to fly out.
2 outs. We could go back to the top of the lineup. Donovan Tate will hit here for the Lions. Nice curveball.
Isn't that a famous actor?
No, you're thinking of Donovan, I don't know. Donovan something.
I thought it was the guy from no, it's Tate Donovan. That's who it is.
Donovan.
Remember that show, The OC?
Donovan. No.
Remember that?
No.
OC?
I didn't
Orange
watch
County?
that show.
Oh, you're missing out, my friend.
Rachel Bilson?
Yes. Yep. Owen Jones balked there. That'll advance the runner down to third.
So that runner will go to third.
Westfield just got kind of cute on that. I don't know what they were trying to do. They might have been trying possibly that same play again, but I'm sure you don't go to the wells with it. You don't go that soon back to it.
I have no idea how to spell balk, so I just put it on here.
B-A-L-K.
Whatever. Oh, balk. Huh, that makes sense. That ball's a little high.
Houston County education system, folks.
Well, you got to blame half of that on Georgia Southern, I guess. A little bit on Middle Georgia College. Pepper it around all over the place.
There you go. But a 1-1 count now with 2 outs here in the 5th.
And that ball is over the outside corner. It looked like it was a little outside, but he's going to give it to him. 1-2, your count.
Yeah, Owen started that one down the middle of the plate, and it kind of broke outside, like you said. I'm surprised he got the call, but we'll take it.
Donovan Tate faces a 1-2 count with a runner at third base. Chance to score a run for the Lions as Owen Jones steps off. And 7-0 your score. Westfield on top. Owen Jones comes set, throws that ball outside, and almost offered at it, did Tate. Good job by Ryan Fitzpatrick stopping it, or else that's a run scored for the Lions.
Yeah, he wanted that one. You could tell. He was doing everything he could to keep himself from casting out there.
So 2-2, your count now. Owen Jones has been pretty much flawless so far in this game, other than a couple hits batsmen. And that ball's low. A good pick by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Goodness gracious, what a good job.
Yeah, that saved a run right there, because if that got to the backstop, barring a generous carom there, he was going to score.
So here's the payoff pitch coming up. 3-2 your count. With 2 outs, runner on third base, 7-0 your score. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Owen Jones comes set. Throws curveball, and he's
Got
struck him
him.
out on the outside corner, and that is a backwards K on Donovan Tate. Westfield still leads 7-0, and we'll take a quick break. Be back with the bottom of the fifth. You're listening to Hornet Baseball here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Hey, Pete, check this out. Come here, little doggy. Sit.
Oh,
Sit.
you train your little doggy?
Yeah, but he's not doing any of his stuff. Shake.
Oh, maybe he's grumpy. You know, I mean, it is lunchtime, so.
Oh, right, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, yeah.
Must be it. Little doggy.
It's okay. Does it taste good, though?
A little dog with a big bite. Little doggies, starting at $1.29. And save room for a molten cake sundae. This is how you Sonic.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
Welcome back here
Did
to
I
the
do it
Hornets
right?
Nest. You sure did. Brett did the scorebook right. Got it all good to go, man. I was just tallying it up here in the we headed to the bottom of the fifth, 7-0 Westfield, and 2 hits so far this afternoon for Loganville Christian. So Owen Jones is just dialed in right now. And Westfield pushed across 6 runs there in the 4th inning, and that's where we stand here, 7-0 your score.
You know I struggle with the book, so.
Oh, that I do know.
I can do the stats in football. Just baseball and basketball are another animal.
So Westfield will have leading off the bottom of the order, T. Adams, and then back to the top, Cole Brandon and Austin Burnett. But T had a nice bunt single back in the 4th inning to kind of get the rally really going. We've had a couple changes here. It'll be Copeland is still in the game at pitcher, but we've had a couple guys rotate now from first base to catcher. We've seen number 44, Mason Gaines, go over there. And it looked like number 12 will go into first base. Do we know who number 12 is? From 12 has moved down to first, and that is Harrison Davis. Thank you. Yeah, the first baseman slid down to catcher, and a new first baseman overall. So some shifting going.
7-0. You still your score here in the bottom of the 5th.
So not sure where he's going to be batting in the lineup as of right now, but I guess we'll figure that out. Maybe he'll be batting in the 8 hole. So yeah, that'll be Harrison Davis. Yeah, so we got Harrison Davis in at first base. Gaines moves down to catcher. Yeah, this is kind of a chess match here, as you got to, anytime you're in a doubleheader in a possible 3-game series like this, you've got to try to manipulate and save kids as much as you can to keep them as fresh as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Westfield is on top, 7-0. So Coach Fitzpatrick has a little bit of luxury in that chess game, is being up in the game, trying to kind of maneuver his players and keep them fresh as best he can. So we'll see what moves he makes.
And T. Adams looks at one low in the dirt for ball 1. And an important thing to note here in this inning, if Westfield pushes across 3 runs, this ball game is over. 10-run rule would go into effect. So,
which would really be good for both teams. I mean, not saying that Loganville wants to give this game up, but if they're going to go on to lose, you might as well lose early. Rest your guys up, try to come back and steal game 2.
And it'd be huge for Westfield to only have to burn 1 pitcher as well. So there's a ball slapped out to second base. Good play over there by the second baseman. Throws on for out number 1 on the 4-3 putout. And that'll push it back to the top of the order. And Cole Brandon, who has absolutely tattooed the ball today, he is 2 for 2. He has a sac fly and an RBI. And probably the hardest hit ball he's had was the sac fly. I mean, he crushed that thing to center, just right on the line to the center fielder.
Yeah, more like a sac line.
Yeah, and there's a bunt. You're going to get him not even close as he lays down a beautiful bunt. and he is now 3 for 3. It's a big day for Cole Brannon.
I know he's focusing on baseball, but how'd you like to see that cat coming around the corner with the ball in his hand from the wingback position?
Yeah. Or as I know Ryan's the quarterback, but could you imagine him coming in and mop-up duty?
And running the option
Good
a little bit,
Lord.
or that fake bootleg that Coach Jones likes to run, or not bootleg, but fake dive in the inside and quarterback keep around the corner. Woo-wee. I tell you what, with that speed.
So here comes Austin Burnett. Austin's had a big day as well. He's 2 for 3, got an RBI. And he is kind of like Cole in the fact the hardest ball he's hit was the out he made, and he roped one in the left field.
Could you imagine having these two cats back at wingback next year?
Not bad. Josh Jenkins at fullback.
And
Pretty
then
good little
put
lineup.
in Reagan Waller whenever you get a chance.
Yeah. Austin way out in front of that one, fouls it into the dugout for a strike one.
Because when Austin doesn't dance with the ball, he is dynamite as well.
No doubt. Speed is definitely plenty for Westfield. There's definitely an attribute. I'd like to see what Wyatt Young can do as well.
Oof.
And Austin tried a little hit and run there. Austin barely got a piece of that one.
Closer.
I think he was trying to go to right field there as the second baseman was going to cover the bag.
Paint chips are still flying out in front of home plate.
Did you eat paint chips as a kid?
No.
You remember that from Tommy Boy? No? Why? Chris Farley. Miss him.
Yeah, he was funny.
So 0-2 now, and there goes the runner. And easily in there is Cole Brennan as the ball gets out of the hand of the catcher. So a stolen base puts a runner in scoring position.
I would have to imagine that's a tough position to come in and switch to mid-game.
Catcher? Oh, yeah, no doubt. I caught for many years, but that's really about the only thing I did. So, and there's a ball slapped into left field for a base hit, and here comes Cole Brannon, and he's going to score with the RBI single from Austin Burnett.
That was a good job of hitting right there by Austin.
Westfield is teeing off here this afternoon. That's their 12th hit. Or, excuse me, 13th.
Working on the second lung.
It's like I got a little tickle in the back of my throat there.
Mine's burning after swallowing half that hot dog.
Yeah, you just terrible friend right there.
I only had $4. Everything's so expensive at Westfield. No, I'm just kidding. Very reasonably priced. Only $1.50 for a hot dog. Can't beat that. So you can't get that at the Braves game.
No, not even close. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, I was.
And that's a red hot dog.
Yeah, I know. I've been craving some New Way and
Mike's dog.
Mike's dogs would hit the spot. There's ball foul.
I know we're not supposed to add for other people, but I go to Sonic, but I love Mike's dogs.
Yeah. The old Coney Island dog.
Sonic is got all the different flavors now. They've really diversified their wiener selection.
They throw over to first base, and back safely is Austin Burnett.
Was that not an accurate statement?
That it is, my friend. 0-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom half of the fifth. Westfield leads by 8, and there goes Austin. They're going to throw down, and Austin's going to get in there under the tag for a stolen base. And I think Westfield senses this. They need 2 runs, and there's blood in the water.
And what we talked about pregame has really come to fruition. The running game has been on display for the Westfield Hornets today.
Absolutely. And he was going again.
Better run.
And that is a foul ball off the bat of Tanner Westbrook. But Austin, I think Coach Fitz said they're sharks and there's blood in the water right now. They want to push 2 runs across, get this thing over. And right now, with Austin down at second, the speed he has, you got a chance to get him over to third pretty easily.
Little Einstein.
Oh, good gosh. Brett and his music.
That's Tanner's walk-up music.
Oh, I got you. So here comes Tanner on the 0-2 pitch, and he flies one to right field. Let's see if they tag up here. There's the catch. Austin fakes there, and they're going to throw back behind him at the shortstop position. So now 2 outs, and Giles Amos is the batter.
Bet Austin was fun when he was in Little League, that kid that would probably like jump off the bag, bait people.
Yeah.
Then they throw behind him and he'd score from first base.
Yeah, something. It probably was. So Giles will come to the plate. Giles has got 2 RBIs here this afternoon. He's 1 for 3 with a single back in the 4th. He can knock a runner home here with Austin down at second, and he gets clipped, did he? No.
Almost.
Just missed him.
Come on,
I don't know
Giles.
how that did not hit him.
You got to lean into that one, baby.
We need a little Roger Dorn action there. Take one for the team, Dorn.
Dorn. Dorn.
Oh, God. Oh, Giles. I think his eyes got as big as beach balls on that one. He was looking for that thing.
Roger Dorn.
Dorn. So 1-1 count on the Westfield right fielder.
Give me that Olay crap.
Dorn. Westfield in here 8-0 in the bottom of the 5th.
Lou Brown.
Giles with his upright batting stance. That one got him.
That was the worst acting job I've ever seen in my life.
I think he's all right.
Did it carry him?
It got him on his
I thought it carried him to a bad place.
No, yeah.
God, he don't need to quit his day job because that was terrible acting.
No, I think, you know what that probably felt like? When somebody dead arms you, or just gets you, and you're like, oh, man, that stings all the way down.
Looked like he leaned into it and tried to act like it hit him.
Well, his dad just showed us he's got an award for being the smoothest talker. So
Yeah.
you can see that right there. He was like, oh.
That's funny.
So runners, hey, watch out now. Runners at first and second, and Ryan up the bat. He looks at a strike there, 0-1.
Some more Kenny's great camera work.
I got the bill of my hat hitting
Along
the tripod.
with the my musical abilities equals success.
You get the best of both worlds here at Middle Georgia Sports
We're
Network.
like what is that? We're like God, what's that thing called? Variety show.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what. If Ryan hits one like he did his last time up, gets it up about 5 feet, this ball game's over. So I'd say let's do that again, Ryan, right here, bud. Oh, and that's the pitch you wanted too, right there. Woo,
Look,
woo.
he's shaking his head too.
He knew that one. That was beautiful. Right there on the inside corner, you lift and separate. Koosh. So 1-2 now, 2 outs. Ryan swings and stays alive.
There's been
Westfield's
5 or 6 balls over there in that dugout today.
Yeah, they are really peppering. And
well, what I said, I think it was a couple innings ago about Ryan and Giles needing to get going, that they would be able to really lift the team, has kind of sparked so far in the last couple innings, and hope that continues for the Hornets.
Oh, and now Ryan takes one right in the solar plexus. So back-to-back hit by pitches. And it will be Aiden Murphy with a chance to maybe end this one.
I changed the station.
I got to imagine, as long as it's not a sharply hit ball to the outfield, Giles is running regardless. So bases are loaded.
I hope he don't slide like he did the last time. Almost broke his wrist.
Yeah,
I was down there coming back up from...
Yeah, he came in like John Wall. So Mason Lee's down there at first base to run for Ryan. And Aiden Murphy. Woo, another one in the dugout. Goodness gracious.
Number 6.
Yeah, Westfield might want to wait on it just a little bit.
Well, Aiden fouled off about 3 or 4 down that left field line the last time, so he's been out in front of the ball pretty much all game.
And now he gets hit. So 3 straight guys hit by the pitch, and now Westfield's only a run away from ending this thing. So Westfield's going to be nice and bruised up, but I think they'll take a victory more than anything.
All right, Brian.
So Brian also has been hit by a pitch at one point in this game. 2 pitches, yeah. So Westfield's winning this battle. Get some armor on, boys. And he looks at a strike there.
Curveball has not been breaking today for either pitcher, really. Well, I take that back. Jones has broken off a couple, but
We just need a pass ball here. Oh, Brian. 0-2 now. 1 run. That's all we need. I think both teams are wanting it. I wouldn't even try the coach to hit him, too. Oh, and Brian slaps that one past their dugout down the third base line.
Just leave it.
Yep, and there goes one of our runners going down there to get it. 9-0 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Westfield has put up 6 runs in the 4th, 2 here in the 5th. 1 more will end it. And Brian Bledsoe grounds out to third, and that'll do it on the inning. So we'll keep on going here. As Westfield now leads 9-0. We head to the top of the 6th. You listen to Westfield Baseball here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Once installed, you can't stop it from spreading. Introducing Kudzu from ComSouth, entertainment, media, and communications throughout the entire home from room to room. The ComSouth Kudzu whole home DVR allows you to connect up to 5 TVs, and with the high-speed media gateway, digital cable, HD TV, high-speed internet, and telephone services will spread throughout your house like Kudzu 2. Stop by and learn more at any ComSouth location in Cochran, Hawkinsville, Perry, and Fort Valley, or go to comsouth.net.
And now, back to the diamond for more Westfield varsity baseball action on midgasports.net.
We head to the top half of the 6th inning. It's been a dominating performance from Westfield here today. 9-0 is your score. Owen Jones has only allowed 2 hits here this afternoon as he has just pitched to contact, and you see what happens when that goes, as he's only had 2 strikeouts in the game, or 3, excuse me. But, hey, that is why you got 8 other guys on the field with you. And he has done just that. And I'm sure he is making Coach Fitzpatrick's job a whole lot easier here this afternoon. It'll be Hunter Burnett leading off, followed by Austin Brown and David Hall.
How you like that? Jaguars first-round pick Dante Fowler tears ACL in first practice.
I saw the clip of that today. That's awful, man. Feel bad for him. I mean, I saw the video, too, and it kind of buckled. Looked like it was his left knee, and you just heard him go, "Oh!" And I won't say what he said after, but you knew it wasn't good.
That's terrible.
I mean,
you got to feel bad for the organization, too.
That's bad all the way around. Number 3 pick overall and rookie camp. First day out there within, like, the first hour. Done. Terrible. That pitch is outside. For ball 1. So Cole Yancey will be the batter here as he's going to pinch hit.
Hey, didn't you meet Floyd Money Mayweather before?
I saw him in the where was that? Lenox Mall, and he was
Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah, he was just as big a jerk as he appears to be on TV.
Why? Yes, I am.
Yeah,
you're David Robinson.
I seem to run into celebrities in the city of Atlanta. It is very odd, and I do like to tell them exactly who they are. I say, "You're David Robinson," and he said, "Yes, I am."
You are the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, I was on a plane with Reverend Jesse. My brother was on the plane with Seth Rogen.
Oh, wow.
He was standing right behind him as he was checking his...
Have you seen how fat Jonah Hill's got?
He's a big boy. There's a strike.
Yeah, but he got skinny. Now he's...
Fat again.
I hate to be mean like that, but it's amazing that those guys go up and down like that for different roles.
See,
and
we
stuff
just
that
get fat
play.
and stay fat.
Exactly.
I mean, we're consistent. That's all I can ask for.
We have healthy body images.
That ball is straight up. Has he got room? Oh, he called him out. So he pops up. I couldn't tell with that one, honestly, because where we are. So he made the catch up against the net, and that is out number 1. So a foul pop to Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he puts it away.
You got to give credit to the big man over there in the dugout. Big Papa Fitzpatrick hitting those practice balls in Funga.
Right. Yeah, and that's hard to do. I've done that before. So now batting is number 3. He's also pinch hitting.
Did you do that in T-ball?
No. That is, I guess that is Kyle Chambers.
I don't want this to happen, but I bet it's
KJ Chambers.
You're going to take out Max in one practice or something, and Katie is going to get on you.
Yeah. No, I've retired from my coaching days.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
2-0 now on Chambers.
You are pretty much a championship coach.
Well, I mean, we are the league champions of the T-ball league. I'll just say that.
Very competitive.
Unbelievable. There's a strike there from Owen Jones.
You mean parents aren't practical and reasonable at the Little League level?
No, and other coaches aren't either. It's
That's
amazing.
so surprising.
It really is. I mean, it's very surprising. That one, Brett dodging out of the way on that one like he was going to come get him in the face. 2-2, though, on
it has gone through a net before. That's all I'm saying. That came right here.
That was right at us that time. So 2-2. Jones, the wind, and the pitch. And that one is foul, pop back our way.
I can't say anything. My father-in-law used to, at the Little League, would shake the fence when he'd get mad at an umpire. Could you imagine that?
Like a caged animal? Yeah, I can't imagine.
Like,
Victor.
come on.
Can't imagine Victor doing that.
He's calmed down in his maturing years.
Oh, man, Ryan stepped out ready to throw that one down, but it's full count now to KJ Chambers. David Hall is on deck.
Of course, I've never gotten onto an umpire or referee before.
Yeah, just read our Twitter account. And that one is going to be flied out to right center field. Giles drops that one. Looked like he had a beat on it. Now they might be able to get him at second. And he's safe. So E9 there allows runner down to second.
Closed the glove too quickly.
Yeah, he had a beat on it. That was a long run. They were kind of playing him shading towards left center, and Giles was over there on the line, so it was a long run. But now Loganville with a runner down at second, and it will be the cleanup batter. This is also a new batter. This is number 8. Have to wait to see who this is. David Hall, they've gone to all their backup lineup.
Going down and getting a hot dog and not bringing us one.
Caleb Wilson. Cool. So Caleb Wilson, the lefty, will step in the box here with a runner down at second, KJ Chambers. And that pitch is outside, ball 1. You would love to see Jones get through this inning and just keep one pitcher having to expend some energy with a second game to play right after. So 1-0 pitch. That one fouled off the screen. Ricochets back over to Hayden Murphy, so it's 1-1. The Hawks are back in action tomorrow night, or tomorrow late afternoon, I guess, up in Washington. They scare the death out of me when I watch them, man. God, they make me sick. They don't do anything easy.
I don't think John Wall's going to play the rest of the year.
Doesn't seem to. 5 broken bones. Ooh, and that pitch inside. Good stop.
5 fractures in that one wrist.
But I'll tell you what, it's like it didn't even matter in the last game, though. I mean, Ramon Sessions was putting up points.
You got to think that won't happen every game.
You would hope.
He's not going to score 25 or whatever he did.
And Bradley Beal looks like, he's best player going. There's a line shot to center, but right at Austin Burnett, who makes the catch for out number 2 and keeps the runner there at second. So 2 down now.
Jones is getting close to, looks like 90 pitches already, according to Cora Beth down there.
And he's pitched a heck of a ball game. I mean, there's a lot of players who have played good ball games today, but if he's able to cruise through this.
Yeah, he's definitely player of the game.
I mean, Cole's had a strong game. Austin's had a strong game. Ryan. Giles got 2 RBIs. Aiden's played well. I mean, it's been a whole team effort here this afternoon. There's a strike.
Yeah, they've really put together a team win if they can close this one out.
If you give this guy run support, I mean, these are the type of things you can do. Pitch to contact and move on. So 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
That shows you right there his ability to change the spots of that curveball starting position. And he started that one across the plate and broke out of the zone, and the hitter swung around it and never had a chance.
And got him swinging again and gets him for out number 3. So good job of getting out of a jam there after the error, and Westfield heads to the bottom of the 6th, needing 1 run to end it here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
Well, the news is out. Brandon Outfitters has taken Central Georgia by storm as one of the Mid-State's premier outfitters. Located just off I-75 in Perry, Georgia, Brandon has all of the latest gear for any hunting season or just for a nice night out on the town. They still have all of your favorite brands such as Southern Tide, Mountain Khakis, Southern Marsh, Patagonia, Costa, Orvis, and as always, a huge selection of firearms. Brandon also now features new brands such as Sims, Ray-Ban, Kavu, Chaco, Yeti, and much more. Come check them out at 106 Fairview Drive in Perry. They're sure to make your visit one to remember.
And now, back to the diamond for more baseball action on midgasports.net.
We head to the bottom of the sixth. Your score, Westfield 9 and the Loganville Christian Lions 0. It's been a great job here this afternoon, all the way around, really, from all the Hornets. But Owen Jones, just a dominating effort here as he's allowed no runs and only 2 hits this afternoon. So hats off to him. And Tyler Copeland will try to keep Westfield right there at 9 as we will see John Walker Moore lead off, followed by T. Adams and Cole Brandon, with Westfield only needing 1 run to wrap this thing up here and get the 10-run rule to end the game.
And that would be the ideal outcome here at this point. Try to go ahead and wrap this thing up, get a little rest for your guys, and focus on winning that second game.
So we'll see what happens here as John Walker, who lined into a double play his last time up. Yeah, the hard hit ball right to the third baseman, though, and they got the runner bounding off a third a little bit too far and doubled him up. But the Hornets have looked very strong here today. So Copeland will wind and fire. That ball's in the dirt. Ball 1 to John Walker Moore, the Westfield designated hitter here this afternoon. He was not originally scheduled to be the designated hitter. They were going to have, I believe it was our main man, Doles, Connor. But with some AP exams left to take, John Walker stepped in and did a good job as he fouls that one off 1-1. Maybe we'll see Connor in the second.
Yeah, that is the one luxury of having that issue at the beginning of the first game is still winning. Some of those options are now available for the second game.
And that one's fouled off. And it is a 1-2. Westfield has definitely been out in front of these pitches, that is for sure.
Especially since Copeland has come in the game.
Ooh. And down goes John Walker. Is that swinging or looking? I looked away for a second.
It was looking and it was outside, but he for some reason he likes that outside curveball all of a sudden.
So it'll be T. Adams come to the plate. T has scored a run. He had a bunt single and a stolen base. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. And he looks at a strike. So 0-1 to the Westfield first baseman. Westfield scores a run, they win, or if they hold him in the top half of the 7th, either way, it'll be over. And there's a ground ball at the middle. Second baseman slides over. Will he have a chance to get him? No, he won't. He's safe. Beat it out. Infield single. Second of the day for T. Adams.
Good job right there, hustling down the line. Second baseman fumbled it a little bit and took a little too long to get out of his glove. And T. Adams beats the throw. Infield single.
And here's your probably your hottest hitter here this afternoon. A number of guys have hit the ball well, but I don't know if anybody's struck the ball as well as Cole has here today.
Yeah.
So Cole
good
digs
ball
in.
striker.
If he's able to pepper one in the gap, this thing's going to be over. As T. Adams will lead away from first base, and Copeland fires, and it's going to be outside for ball 1.
Cole just needs to try to line a ball out to the outfield and see if he can't get T. Adams around at least to third base.
And they're going to bring out Mason Lee to run for T. Adams. So you might see some action here. Stolen base, trying to get that runner. Yeah, and T might be possibly the 7th inning pitcher.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
If a run does not score. So we'll see here as we'll get a look over there at first. And there's a long fly ball deep to right field off the bat of Cole Brandon, and it's out of here. Home run ball game. Cole Brandon. We said he was hot, and there he goes with a walk-off home run to wrap this one up. 11-0. Westfield wins game one. What a way to end that ball game.
Absolutely great. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break, be back with the post-game show here, and then we'll take another break and come back in about 30 minutes. But your final score, 11-0. Westfield the victor in the first game. We'll be back after these quick words here from our sponsors.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Westfield baseball this season. Sonic, America's Drive-In, Planners First, Brandon Outfitters, David Reagan Ford, Com South, and proud parents and supporters of Westfield Athletics, Bill and Laura Amos.
With all your stats, game analysis, and game awards, it is time for the MidGASports.net postgame show, brought to you by Bill and Laura Amos, proud parents and supporters of Westfield Athletics.
Welcome into the Bill and Laura Amos postgame show. Westfield, a victor here, 11-0 in game one of this doubleheader. And they need just one more win to advance to the second round of the playoffs. And what a way to end it with a walk-off two-run home run from Cole Brandon, who caps his 4-for-4 afternoon with the long shot there. And can't say enough about him, and as well as our Owen Jones, starting pitcher here this afternoon, Brett.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, it was outstanding the job that Owen Jones did. And whew, what can you say about Cole Brandon? 4-for-4 with how many RBIs?
3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, stolen base, and a home run. Not too shabby.
Yeah, that's the kind of night you want at the ballpark.
Yeah, it was a great job. Try to get some final stats for you here for Westfield. So far, the first 3 guys I'm looking at: Cole Brandon, 4-for-4, 3 RBIs, 3 runs, stolen base, and a home run. Austin Burnett, 3-for-4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Then you had Tanner Westbrook, who was 2-for-3 with 2 RBIs and runs scored. Giles Amos had a couple RBIs, while he went 1-for-3. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he had an RBI, and he was 1-for-2. He got hit by pitches twice. And then Aiden Murphy had an RBI. He was 1-for-3. And Brian Bledsoe was 0-for-2, but he scored a run. John Walker Moore was 1-for-4, but he did score a run. And T. Adams, pretty big afternoon for the young man as well. He was 2-for-4, and he had a run scored. So Westfield wins here this afternoon. Owen Jones had a total of 4 strikeouts and only 2 hits allowed. So we got to go ahead and give our players of the game here, brought to you by Sonic, and it's going to go to co-players of the game. Owen Jones for his dazzling performance on the mound, and then Cole Brandon for the hot stick he had here tonight, finishing it off with a walk-off 2-run home run to win here 11-0. So we'll take a quick break, probably come back in about, maybe we'll try to go on the air 7 or a little after, as we'll be ready for game 2. So stay tuned for that. Westfield wins, though, the first one, 11-0. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in about 20 to 25 minutes here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Westfield baseball this season. Sonic, America's Drive-In, Planners First, Brandon Outfitters, David Reagan Ford, Com South, and proud parents and supporters of Westfield Athletics, Bill and Laura Amos.